Okay, so here is part 2 of 4-3, day 2 notes. So, for each 3 set of numbers, cross out the expression that is not equal to the other 2 expressions. Looking at this, my first expression says I have 8 to the 4/5, and then 4 root 8 to the 5th, or the 5th root 8 to the 4th. So the main thing here is, which one should go out in your index, the 4 or the 5? It should be the 5, so we're going to knock out this second answer. What about for this next problem? So we have 8 to the negative 4 over 5. What do I do with my negative exponents? Should it change the whole answer to be negative, or should it just move it down to the bottom? Or should it do both? Well, it should just move it down to the bottom, so we don't need that third answer. The next one, square root of 4 to the 3rd. Which one has it where 3 should be the exponent on the radical? Where it's on the top or where it's at the bottom? It should be where it's at the top, so we don't need this last one. Very last part. We have 1 over the square root of 4 to the 3rd. Does the second one look like it should go with it, or does the third one look like it should go with it? I think it's the third one because this one has a negative out in the front. That doesn't do anything for me. Like, that doesn't change where everything should be at. Okay, so for each expression, write an equivalent expression using radicals. So the number on the bottom is what should be out in front of the radical. So 2 radical 17 to the 3rd. That's it. Let's try this next one. We have a negative. What does that mean? It should be 1 over. So we have 1 over the square root of 31 to the 3rd. That's it right there. Now we're trying the next one. For each expression, write an equivalent expression using only exponents. Okay, so exponents. We have a 3. What number goes on top? The exponent or the index? It should be the exponent, so we should have 4 over 2. What about for this next one? We have 5, so I want to write it just as a regular 5. I have 5 to the what? Should it be 6 over 3 or 3 over 6? It should be 6 over 3. What else do I need, though? I need to put that negative that's out in front. Okay, so 5 to the negative 6 over 3. Okay, I'm just going to do one of these. So this written as a radical is 3 radical 4 squared over 4 radical 8. Because we have the 3 from the 2/3, the 2 from the 2/3, the 4 from the 1/4, and then we could put a 1 here, 1 from the 1/4. Okay, so let's go ahead and just take a look at these answers to make sure that it says it on our paper. So negative 2p to the 2nd, 3rd root of 4, 2k 5th root 4k squared, 3 absolute value of p, 4th root 3p squared, 8p radical, or 3rd root p, 3 absolute value n, 4th root 7, 3n 3rd root 2n, 2 absolute value n, 4th root 2n third, or to the 3rd, and negative 3 3rd root 5k squared. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, very first thing, I'm looking at these numbers. So I'm going to take this 32, I'm going to put it out on the outside. So I have 2 and 16. So I'm taking each of these and I am dividing them by 2 just to begin with. If 2 doesn't go into it, then we will go on to 3. So 32 divided by 2 gives me 16. 16 divided by 2 gives me 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Now, do you see this 3 here? I'm going to circle my pairs of 3. So 1, 2, 3. These ones are both 2s, so I'm going to put this as a box. Now, I'm also going to write all of my p's. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to figure out how many groups of 3 do we have. So that's 1 group of 3. That is 2 groups of 3. So what we're going to do on the outside is we're going to pull out everything that is in circles. So this negative here, I'm going to go ahead and pull that out too. So I have a -2, and I only have 1 circle, so I have 1, 2. And then p, how many p or circles of p's do we have? 2 of them, so p squared. Third root of what is left over in my boxes. So I have 2 and 2. What's 2 times 2? 4. So that tells me that my answer is going to be A. Okay, let's try the next one. Very first thing we're going to do, we're going to take out that 32. So that splits up to 2 and 16, 2 and 8, 2 and 4, 2 and 2. We're going to circle anything that has 4 of it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll put a box around whatever was left over. I have 7 ends, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to put a circle around 4 of them. Do I have 4 left? No, so I'm going to put a box around all 3 of those. So we're going to pull out what is in the circle. So it should be circle, square root, box, okay? So we have a 2 on the outside, and we have an n on the outside. But one special thing about even roots, so like 2, 4, 6, 8, we want absolute value around your variable every time. It makes it so that if you have a negative number, it will still work. So we have 4th root of what's in our boxes. We have a 2 and we have 3 n's, so n to the 3rd. Where is this answer? G. So I'm going to write down this answer is G. Okay, I'm going to do another one with you. We have 567. That splits up to be 2 doesn't go into it, so we're going to do 3. 3 and 189, or 80, yeah, 189. 3 and 63. 3 and 21. 3 and 7. We have a 4th root again, so I want to figure out what do I have 4 of. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 3s. The 7, I don't have any pairs of that, so I'm going to leave that alone. I have 4 n's, so I'm going to write all of those. We're going to circle however many that we have. We have 4, so I have 1 circle. Now on the outside we have 3, and don't forget to put an absolute value around it. Cube or 4th root of what's in a box? Just 7. Okay, that answer is not what I wanted. E. Okay, I want you to go ahead and try the next one. So everyone should have gotten C. Let's just double check. We have 243. That splits up. 2 doesn't go into it, but 3 and 81 do. 3 and 27. 3 and 9. 3 and 3. We have a 4th root, so that means I want 4 numbers, so all of the 3's. That 3 is left over. We have 6 p's, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We want 4 of them circled, and 2 are left over. So that tells me that I'm going to have 3 from my circle 3's, p from my circle of p's, or absolute value of that, 4th root of what's in a box? 3 p to the 2nd, because there are 2 of them. So that tells me that I have C. Okay, go ahead and try the next one. We all should have gotten F. Let's double check on how that worked. So we have 54, 2 and 27. 2 doesn't go into 27, but 3 and 9 do. and then 3 and 3. I want a group of 3. Okay, I have 3 3s, so I'm going to circle those. I have 4 ends, so I'm going to write those at 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to circle 3 of them. I'm going to put a box around the last one. I'm also going to put a box around the 2. So, what am I going to put on the outside? Should be 3n, third root, what's on the, in a box, 2, and another n. So that should have given me f. Perfect. Okay, go ahead and try the next one. We all should have gotten h. Let's double check. We have 135. We're going to split that up. 3 and 45 go into that. 3 and 15 go into that. 3 and 5 go into that. We want groups of 3. So 1, 2, 3. I have 3 3s. I only have 1 5, so I'm going to put a box around that. I'm going to write all my K's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to circle 3 of them. I don't have 3 more, so I'm going to put a box around those last 2. Now here, this negative, I just want to go ahead and pull that out. So I have a negative, and then everything that's in circles. So 3k cubed root of what's in the boxes, 5 and k squared. So that should look like h, and it does. Perfect. Okay, go ahead and try that next one. Okay, so we should have gotten b. Let's double check. We have 128. We're going to split that up. So we have 2 and 64, 2 and 32, 2 and 16, 2 and 8, 2 and 4, 2 and 2. I want 5 things. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to put a box around these last 2. I have 7 K's, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to put a square or a circle around my 5 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put a box around what's left over. So to finish this off, I have 1, 2. So I have a circle of 2's. I have a circle of K's. Fifth root. What's in my boxes? 2 times 2 is 4, so radical 4. And then k to the second, because there were 2 k's left over. Okay, go ahead and try the very last one. We should have gotten d, so real quick, 512, 2 and 256, 2 and 128, 2 and 64, 2 and 32, 2 and 16, 2 and 8, 2 and 4, 2 and 2. We're doing 3, so that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, that gives me 8. I have 4 P's, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm circling 3, putting a box around the last one. So that's p cubed root of p, which gives you d. Go ahead and do the delta math, and then you can work on iReady and, or just your iReady or delta math, whichever one it is that you still need to do. Have a good rest of your day.